Bayağı güzel.
That advantage might play in, but we'll find out. It is the end of the grand final of Red Bull Homegrown 2023. Who's taking it? It's time to find out. Tom, Mitch, let's do this.
Üf. Hatuna bak. Maşallah. Ne oluyor? Yapma. Yapma, son map şakaya gelmez bak. Aşkım ver gözlüğü ver.
5 versus 3, the A site open and a retake to be played, it seems.
The fact is, we questioned.
Abi niye tükürüyorsun? Nazar değmesin diyor oğlum. Olaysın. Aferin lan Dörke. Yardım edin, şu çocuğa yardım edin. Ne oluyor? Nasıl yürüdü lan? Olur.
Abi ışık çok fena aşkım ya. Keşke ilk günden taksaydım gözlüğünü.
Ben bu ışıkta totalde 18 saat yayın yaptım. 2 gündür. Keşke dün de taksaydım ya.
Evet.
Ben nasıl şey yapamadım, ayıkamadım bu durumu. Oha Çimpi, 95 ay. Eyvallah canım. Maçın sesini arttırdım hemen, pardon, kısmıştım.
We might not even need to say it. Investment is light from Fnatic. Not a ton of weaponry, but they've gone for 3 stingers alongside Chronicle and Boaster having upgraded pistols.
Yapma, force'tu. Yok lan, force değilmiş, tamam, sıkıntı yok, dur. Gelecek o. Chronicle vurursun oğlum.
I think it was either a stun or a grab while I saw the assist come in for Astra as well. So Jake obviously popping some utility.
Jahre'nin evine hırsız mı girmiş? Ne?
Really nice stuff from
Ciddi mi?
C9, and we're already in round 2 up against an eco seeing util combos. It was indeed a grab wall, right? Yeah, there it is.
Well, as we've sort of said, like, you have to bear in mind it's a stand-in. Oxy's new, Vanity's come back. Like, there's only a couple of members from the last roster still remaining.
Yok öyle bir şey ya.
Couldn't tell.
Kolpa.
No, you really can't. They're playing so clean.
Ne alaka? Niye öyle bir şey yazdın ki şimdi?
Here we go. The man of the moment, the man of the hour. He's not expecting Leo to be that close. Unfortunately, not the start they were looking for. Risks taken in this one. That was one of the 2 rifles that they have. Vanity's actually bought all the way down as well, so there might actually be some damage to their economy if at least one gun isn't kept over. Fnatic, of course.
İlaç var ya, çok iyi geldi ya. İyi ki de içtin ya.
It's definitely not been one of their stronger suits so far in this series or the tournament.
Twitter'da bir makara dönmüş, ondan demiş.
Either way, aggressive push from Curry. Bear in mind, that's the other rifle. He's the one looking to try and get something done with this Vandal.
5v4 Chronicle A'ya bayağı gitmiş, yerleşmiş ya. A'ya mı döndürsek? Ya da Chronicle burada ses yapsın, rotate'i vursun. Güzel, bir dakika, B'ye girdiler. A dönecek. Chronicle acele etme oğlum. Dörke iyisin. Çok güzel oğlum, bravo Chronicle. Buna dikkat. Tamam, bu Curry'e vurun, Curry'i vurun. Tek başına burada. Alo. Çok güzel oğlum Dörke. İyisin lan, hadi oğlum. Haydi.
Fnatic on the board and a little bit of damage done from the side of C9.
Çok utangaçlar, çekingenler. Japonya'da yemekler sosyal yaşam falan açısından yaşanır mı? Yaşanır, net yaşanır. Yani yemekler öyle Türkiye gibi değil ama yaşanır ya. Sosyal yaşam çok safe. Güzel. Gece hayatı 7/24 yaşıyor şehir.
In Japan, and
Ben
not a
geçen
bad
gün
place to do
gözlerim
it, I
dışarı
guess.
çıktım.
You see,
Gece
we just
4'te
had a crowd
otele
shot there
döndüm. Gece
with one of the Fnatic
taksinin
logos,
şoförü
and
kadındı
it's actually ran
mesela.
out of battery
Çok
in the
iyi.
power bank. Understandable when they've
Kadın
been here
şoförler
this
gece de
long.
sürebiliyor.
It's been a long day, and
mesai
that starts to
yapabiliyor
show,
falan.
you know, these players, maybe they lose some of their battery as well. Some energy goes down. They're trying to pursue the player on the back of the site with no idea that Curry
Nice.
is here as well. He's able to pick up one as Jake steps up to the plate for a little bit of
Nice
extra
oğlum.
support, but he can't hold the site all by
3 ve 2.
himself. He's isolated and overwhelmed eventually. Leaving Chronicle in 25
Ay,
HP,
çok iyi
and the
timing.
could
Bravo.
not be
Nice.
better. You saw Vanity in the X-ray staring at that angle. And a
Bak,
second,
geldi.
he turned his attention
Kim
to the
geldi?
site.
Oo.
Chronicle turned on him, taking a
Kutucum,
quick
hoş
kill
geldin.
and leaving Zeppa to
Soldan
do
yemedik
it all.
zaten.
And even the recon to lock in his position.
Burada çok
confirming
ışık var da
exactly where he is, and a sneaky
bir tık
swing
başım
from
ağrıyor.
Boaster
Kuti.
will close
Gerçekten
the
biliyorsun.
round for Fnatic.
O yüzden
You know what's
gözlük
even
taktım.
crazier about that?
What's that?
So Zeppa was behind Chronicle, like by a second, so he didn't see him. So
Yeah.
him going round the corner through the door stopped him being killed from behind, and then the timing of the other player looking away. So that was like a 0.5 difference to dying from behind or dying from in front. Instead,
Aralıkta
Chronicle
Jasper'ı.
gets a kill.
Stars aligned.
It's
You
just
can see it
absurd.
there, yeah. Actually saw it in the mini map that he was like
Mikrofonuna
flash
bak.
across the
Pixel
angle.
perfect. So if Chronicle
damn.
just hesitates
Su iç, evet,
for a
su
moment,
içelim.
he's dead.
Shot in the back.
Bitti mi?
Absurd.
Orada.
Absurd. Yeah, exactly.
Breach utility on the way back through as well, by the way. Yeah, that would have been massive. It's these small things that can decide it often.
Okey. A'yı
You
almaca.
know, Fnatic deserved to win around by an inch after what happened to them earlier on. Maybe Karma's starting to level out on them. For Fnatic, the attack side is very much trained in on A. But Tom, I'm starting to see a lot of movement from C9 towards this A side of the map. It looks like they are expecting the push to come down here. A good read based on, well, virtually nothing. A gamble, perhaps, and looks like they're coming up with a good result.
With this buy, you might understand why.
Yeah.
It's pistols on the board for C9.
A'ya toplandılar yalnız 4'ler. Dert olabilir bu round.
Especially on a map like Haven, the 3 sites.
Yani Breach'i iyi kullanmamız lazım.
I'm sure many of you have noticed.
Abicim
Make that gamble
yani
a lot harder, but they
Dörke'yi
are in
mi
the right
stunladı
place
o?
at the right time, although
Yapma,
the spike
sakin ol.
starts to fall back
Tamam,
a
trade
little
alındı.
bit.
Eyvah.
The kills coming through, it's
Çok iyi.
relatively even, but that weaponry now starting to
45 yap.
show its muscle.
Tamam oğlum,
And
güzel.
obviously, try as he might, he's unable to do much more. Jake
Bravo
has
Leo,
himself
bravo
a
oğlum.
guardian,
Haydi,
but he won't
haydi.
do anything either, and
3-2.
after the start from
Atakta
C9,
8 el istiyorum minimum.
swift 3-punch combo from Fnatic is going to put them into the lead.
That's a much different face from Fnatic than what we've seen in some of the other maps with very slow starts where they start to find their second win, but sometimes just that little bit too late. C9 are being denied the opportunity to build on the back of that pistol round all too much.
Forma, hoodie,
I
uzun
think in
kollu
this
hepsi
series as
çıkacak
well,
abi.
the third
Jasper'a.
round wins have been incredibly high for the squad that's going into it
Sol
with
gözüne
the
ne oldu lan?
round win at their back. So
Kuti.
slowing down C9, disrupting them like that, stealing the
Bütün
lead
oldu
out from
kardeşim.
under their nose. It's all good, but now here comes the off to change the game.
Güzel.
Oxy doesn't
Çok
land
iyi.
the shot. Now he's
Çok
being
iyi.
hunted down. Every piece of utility going his way.
Ne oluyor? Çok güzel trade. Sıkıntı yok, hiç sıkıntı yok. Oğlum Oxy bir can orada.
He got hit by literally everything, but now
Ambulans
he's gonna be
geldi.
healed right back up. And a second wind indeed found here.
İyisin oğlum Boster, aferin lan. Onu da vur.
He went diving into the site to try and take
Çok güzel oğlum Chronicle Leo. Ne oluyor?
Öyle
2 can. Yok, alamaz ya buradan. Değil mi? İmkanı yok. Saçmalama. Yok öyle bir şey abicim, hadi. Aynen abi, kuşatalım. Ay, 2 canlı onları mı vuracağım? Bir onu vuracağım. Bir an dedim 2 mermi ikisini de vuracağım bir ona bir ona. Tak vuruyor ya, beni göt etti ya, Vanity miydi?
4-2. Fnatic peaking at the pinnacle moment. Only 2 teams have managed to beat them this
Crop ne zaman çıkıyor? Aralık. Ceren.
year. One of them is Team Liquid in a match which many deemed to be worthless.
Şu Bridgestone'u nasıl ace atabiliyorlar babacım? Bu skill'i boşuna mı atıyor o adam?
Loud.
Abi Bridgestone'ı
Other than that,
İlk
nobody
mermi
else
gidiyor ya.
managed it. That
Bir
includes
şekilde götürüyorsun yani.
here in Tokyo,
Oh, man.
2 wins
O
versus
stun o kadar
I think
kuvvetli değil.
people-
Yani
the team
şey
that
yapamıyorsun.
people
Fire
widely
rate'in
say
çok düşüyor.
commonly
O
say
aim
the
sallanıyor ama
best
o
team
aim'i
in
bir
North
şekilde
America,
kafaya
for
götürüyorsun
sure,
yani.
and the best
Çok da
team in
zor
America.
olmuyor.
The support that's come out here in Japan is unrivaled, honestly. It's unrivaled anywhere in the world.
Bir de böyle Bristan'ı yiyince
So
bir
many
slow motion oluyor ya.
Locals supporting C9
Şey
and
oynadınız mı?
Fnatic.
Max Payne. Oradaki slow motion efekt gibi oluyor. Herhalde daha iyi vurabiliyorsun onu. Aim buff
It's
harbiden.
no wonder that the players are loving it here. Vanity has said himself that playing on this stage has been one of the best experiences of his life. I don't think we need to ask Boaster what his opinions are in Japan. I think I think those have been made very, very clear.
İyisin Cücü.
But it all is down to this. A trophy goes home with
Hoş
one of
geldin
these
Keskin.
teams. Chronicle can extend his collection.
Breach ulti attığında adamın sana havada HS attığı anı hatırlar mısın? Kayo'ydu, adam hala aklımda amına koyayım. Evet, Fracture haritasında
Many, if not all,
şeyde,
would be
kapıda.
first in the
Hiç
lot.
unutmuyorum.
With a victory over Fnatic of that. As said, only 2 teams, 3 matches have Fnatic lost in 2023.
You can see that C9 were definitely not all smiles
Tamam.
during that pause. Imi definitely seemed to be
Ne oluyor, ne
wearing the
iş?
stress.
Çok güzel oğlum Görke be.
I don't know how it's gonna fare after
Aferin.
that. Oxy, the star of C9, picked
Hala
off
2 kişi bu arada A'da.
right off rip. Now it's a low buy round for C9, putting
Tamam.
it in context.
Sakat
with
olmasın.
pistols
Kontrollü
and
ilerleyelim.
there was the
Adamlar
Guardian
eko
there, but
zaten.
it's going to be recovered
Problem
by
yok.
Vanity, so still in the round.
Son maç bu sonra. Evet, final maçı şu an son map.
You're starting to
2-2.
see C9 wear down mentally. Battling against that.
Bu map'i kazanan turnuvanın şampiyonu oluyor. $50.000 ödülü kazanıyor.
Pistols here, not around. They're expected to win. When they want to do damage for a bit of housekeeping, Fnatic's economy has gone crazy. They want to make this one close, if anything, or they're going to be sitting on max credits for some players.
But this is the scary thing, because the common
Learn
almost
sus.
meme that we've been making throughout this
Lan.
entire series, C9 start strong, Fnatic come back.
Evet, evet,
C9
Meyve
start
hiç oynayacağım
strong,
kod
Fnatic
Meyve
come
hiç de.
back. Fnatic starting strong is a
Kötüymüş ya.
scary, scary
Nasıl yapalım?
prospect for map number 5. Because we're yet to see if C9 have that
İyisin
comeback.
Görke. Ne yaptın? Red Bull.
What? Nice shot from Jake at least to put down Durka, who it just seems to be on
Kaç
a
attı?
tear at this point.
50.
5 and
Red
2,
Bull
as
çok
you
teşekkür
mentioned,
ederim
the
Red Bull.
credits
Thank you
now
so much.
off the charts.
I appreciate
The
that.
ults, I don't know if they're quite there. In
50
fact, no, they're
subscriber.
all on that defensive side. If there was a round for C9 to
Yabancı
win,
5 dolardan
this
attı
is
galiba.
it.
Yeah, and if this is a round that C9 don't win, we might even see another pause coming up fairly soon because Fnatic will be
Değil mi
again,
yabancı?
just, in a
Abi ne olur
ridiculously
Türkiye ofisinden atmış
strong
olmayın. Ne olur
position
ya.
where C9 would need almost every single round. Now this is a pause, but it's not a pause where Imi gets to go over the strategies. You'll see lips are not
Red Bull,
moving,
where are you from?
words are not coming out. This is a technical pause. Obviously, why we saw one of the headsets off. It's somewhere that I think if you're Cloud9 coming into this, maybe you'll even look at this tech as an opportunity to sit back and just control the breathing. Is ahead of a very, very important round, 4 ultimates. But also, maybe it's an opportunity to sit and stew in just how important it is.
Yeah.
For players like Oxy, I think Vanity might have a few words
Selamlar.
before the barriers go up.
Ayberk'cim hoş geldin.
Tech.
Ha, Red Bull'a mı diyorsun? Tamam.
Kellamore.
Pardon.
I'd hope it's a little more in-depth than that, but you know, looking at Valorant history, it might be something along those lines. Sometimes that's all you need. Say it
Kaç
in the
saat
right
olmuş?
tone.
7,5 saat. Güzel.
Well, it's done. It's
Mesai
subsided,
parasını attı
and
Red
we're
Bull.
on our way. 5-2, Fnatic with a lead that seems to be ever extending. C9.
Hindistan cevizi. Ayberk ben sana vereyim oğlum, benim evde var.
This is where they need to make their
Allah aşkına
stance.
benim evdeki şu Red Bull'ları.
Oxy looking to roam around middle. As with the previous map, Fnatic
oldu,
are very
çok.
happy to play the
Bozulacak.
extremities and then
Muslera 6
switch
maç
it
mı
up at the
kaçırıyormuş?
last second and back into B. Seems like that's something that C9
Aa bak
don't
yaban
want to allow to
Mersin'i
happen this time out.
istiyor.
But
Kim?
it is so passive from
B
Fnatic. I
vardı.
think after,
Siktir
even
sesini.
though it wasn't necessarily this pause, just after that, they've
Çok var
realized,
onlardan.
okay,
Hallederiz
we've
Arda.
managed 5 rounds in a row. C9 have to change something. They have to try and be a little bit more aggressive, have to try and challenge for map control. So let's just be that little bit more patient as well with so much in terms of
Arda şaka lan
ultimates you'd
gidiyor.
expected. You thought for a moment that Oxy was going to be caught off guard, but no. He's got that opener for his team.
Abi 4 ulti elemanlar. Bu eli bir şekilde halledersek, şu ultileri de attırsak ya. Zepa öldü ultiyi atmadan. Oxy B'de. Tamam, A ilerliyoruz. Güzel. A'da kimse yok. Dönme. Dönme Boster, A'da kimse yok. Tamam, smoke için döndü. Ultiyi erken attılar. Döndük B'ye. Buyurun. Rotate'i duydu çünkü Alfa. B'ye getirdi bizimkileri ama.
He's caught Rolling Thunder. If he hits the spike with the Rolling
10
Thunder,
saniye
this
baba.
could all be
Ne
over.
yapıyorsun
No, they're
Boster?
gonna
10
try and go
saniye.
back to B again.
Hala
And
gidiyor.
he's got that
Double door'a
Rolling
falan
Thunder
gidiyor
still
ya.
in play. Might be able to
Eyvah.
stop this.
Kurol,
Ghost
Kurol,
has to
Kurol
stick.
yapacak
He
bir şey.
basically has to die, and he will. It's been denied just by utility alone.
Çok
The
kararsız
genius
kaldılar.
of Vanity strikes again.
Çok kararsız
The
kaldılar.
perfect place utility throughout this round. And again, C9 come in with a lockdown that's completely unorthodox.
Ya niye
but
C'ye
wins them
gitmeye
around.
çalışırsın ki yani ya?
You know, but even before the lockdown, there was the intention to start moving backwards. It seems like they get a little stuck in the mud about where to go. Players drifting towards the garage, perhaps clearing out that there's not a player there, that they're not going to be in a situation that there's a quick flank denying that spike. But the fact that Rolling Thunder is still online and yet it's left so late in the round, that just seems like a massive oversight, Tom. And even with that, the aftershock was all that was needed.
Yeah, I think Fnatic maybe just realizing that going back to C now, you're getting Rolling Thunder and you're not going to be able to plant. So just hoping that maybe Vanity was elsewhere. It's an aggressive push up though. The stun,
Eyvah.
again the utility
Eyvah.
is just
Tamam,
sublime.
güzel Chronicle, aferin oğlum.
He is ready to help defend his teammates. That breach util has honestly
2
been
kill
the bane
alsaydı
of Fnatic's
sıkıntıydı.
life over the last couple of rounds, but this time they've stabilized. The early aggression of C9.
Şimdi döndürsek ya, bak kill de aldık.
Too much. And
Monster
that's the thing.
ta C'de.
High impact
Astral
ults used in the
seyahatte.
last round. Okay, you still have a Cosmic Divide for retake. You still can spot your opponents with the Seekers. I'm more so looking at that lockdown. How will they be able to deny it? Well, that might help.
Well, it
Okey,
might.
kırılmadı. Çıktılar.
Lockdown in play for the attackers has come to
Ne
fruition.
iş?
There's no denying it. That plant is coming through. For C9, it's the idea to try
Okay.
and fight back.
Astro ulti geldi.
After
Chronicle.
you've had a Cosmic Divide used, but a bit of an interruption
O ne lan?
as Vanity goes down. And now you lose your
Gökten
breach
sıkmalı bir
utility, use your
Türkçesi.
burst to get back in towards the site. Still that Cosmic will be up. If they can
İyisin
manage to
oğlum Chronicle.
isolate the
Onu da
site
vur lan.
players, the problem is everyone's on the site.
Eyvah.
Chronicle
2v1,
is
dur
everyone.
bakayım.
4 kills. All that
Çok
they
güzel oldu,
needed
bravo.
in this round was that man. He had an unbelievable performance
aferin
over
oğlum.
on Lotus, and now coming into
Chronicle'a
Haven,
yazar.
it doesn't look like he's lost any of that power. The momentum in their court, the snowball has begun to roll, and Fnatic turning it into an avalanche. C9 need a response. They need it soon. And just looking at where this leaves them as we came out of that round,
Vallahi
there will
Eylül
be
ya.
potentially some weaknesses. They are lucky
Şöyle yapıyor
that
ya
Oxy still has that Blade Storm, though. That's going to allow them to have still a decent buy, a decent opportunity to fight
İki var.
back. Fnatic just with the Rolling Thunder as a safety net. We'll see what Oxy can do. This guy's been unbelievable so far. If he
Red
can
Bull
have a
neden
round
size
here,
sandalye
that might
ayarlamışlar?
push them back into things.
Ne yapalım, ayakta mı
Well, they've been
izleyelim onu?
stunned, they've been
O ne
tagged,
demek
they've been spotted by the Tiger. Rolling Thunder is just used to push them back, but they have no plans to go this way. Running into Vanity has definitely been one of the only issues that Fnatic has faced so far, but they are going to do it again. Sell an idea towards this A site, and then just go straight into B. Now in terms of ultimates, they've got
İyi ya,
nothing
benim
to play
koltuk.
with.
Bir
The
Aysun'un
push already
koltuğu bir
coming in
tuvalet
from
sandalyesi
behind
o
them,
kadar.
but Alpha
Ondan
will
bir
have
şey
heard
olmaz.
it. He's definitely heard everything that
Alfa
Oxy
bunu
is doing.
halletti koçum.
In a bit of an
İyisin.
unorthodox position. Well, it's an easy kill for Alpha.
Double door çıktı, out.
Clearing him from this
infosunu
spot
verdi.
is going to be
O ne yaptı
difficult.
Curry?
The rest of the team
Çok güzel oldu
fighting
Dörke.
tooth and
Sokmayın
nail
site'a.
within the site, and
Mid'den geliyor. Alfecen'in yeri çok iyi. Çok iyi oğlum Leo. Bittiler, bittiler. Çok iyi, çok iyi. Çaresiz bırak. Dörke vur oğlum onları. Koş oğlum Dörke. Tut. Nice. Bravo, bravo. Kero abi baksana durur biraz. İnşallah video değildir.
But a little bit of a different game when he starts trying to use them to just hit players in the head, keep them back out of the window, and finish off some of the kills. Zeppa left on what, 15 HP as he exited.
Ay, tüyler diken
All in
oldu
all,
ha.
the damage here is fantastic with Fnatic pushing 7-3. The lead is huge,
Görmedim, Yinsu mu
and
çıktı?
there's still a few rounds left to be played with. C9, we said they needed to make a comeback. That previous round was the opportunity for them. Again, we're going to have a couple of weapons here. The Rolling Thunder was burned up by Fnatic, so no safety nets to fall
Yinsu
back on.
fangirlük modunda ya, aynen.
Needed them so far.
No, it's been the one round that C9 managed to take other than the first two was off ultimates. That was what they had to play with. Nice
Tamam,
from
güzel.
Oxy,
Bir
but
tane
it is
kill olur.
instantly traded.
Hiç problem değil. Alfacer
Jake needs
ölmeseydi
to
iyi
find
olurdu ama.
something on long.
Biliyorsun Boston. Aferin oğlum.
It's so risky, but it
Şu
works.
reload
He
atarken
hears the
gitsene
reload.
duvarın arkasına ya.
Knows that he's got an opportunity. Curry as well. This time they have an advantage, so one and done,
Eyvah.
not too bad. But he can't afford to just go down to Durka. But this time he catches him off guard, looking for a little bit more flash.
Çok güzel Leo, aferin.
He will fall. But the rest of the team are
2v3 winnable.
towards that side. They should be here.
Vallahi winnable. Chronicle ekstra lazım oğlum.
Shouldn't be deniable. It looks like Chronicle's trying to just double
Eyvah,
check.
ikisi
They're
de
going a
yedi.
little bit too close. That stun has caught everyone.
Güzel stun, güzel flash. Nice oğlum. Leo. Leo yapma, yapma.
Zeppa answering C9's call.
Ulan var ya, şu eli alsak bitmişti ya, koptu maç.
7-5, not a bad scoreline if they can make it all the way. Problem is, their Gandhi still isn't very healthy, and their ulti-con is not online. Fnatic's just started to. You see, even with that death, or even that last kill that Leo got, the Hunter's Fury came in, and Durka's got a Blade Storm. Now, Oxy didn't find the impact he wanted with the Blade Storm. I think it will be tough to deny Durka's opportunities here on the attack as well.
Yeah, attack side of Haven especially just gives you those opportunities.
Utangaçlar ya öyle alt komşu. Alt komşu, sen benim ta Ateşehir Ağoğlu'ndaki alt komşum musun? Harbi sab olmuştu o bana çünkü alt komşu. Sab olup şey yazmıştı, biraz daha sesli olur musun yazmış. What was that? Aferin oğlum. Site var hala.
What is that from Curry? 3 shots, headshots across the board, through walls, through smokes. Nothing can stop him.
Çok iyi
And now he's
vuruşlardı.
gone running to get a heal.
Aa, dönüyorlar. Heal'a döndü. Ulti de geldi ya adamın. Ulti atacak. Son el bir de kesin atacak. Bak, hemen fake atın. Fake atın, o ultiyi basacak, dönün direkt C'ye. Dinle beni Chronicle. At fake'ini. Tamam, dön. Koş, 20 saniye. Olmaz babacığım.
Potentially, if we get stars back online for Jake, I assume he pulled some back. Unless it was a dump of utility early
Vardı
on,
zaman.
which I guess they're very well
40 saniye vardı bunun dediğinde. Gidip fake atacaktı. Ya bunu ayıkması lazımdı yani. Adamın ultisi var. Nasıl alacaklar böyle Allah aşkına.
It's an easy defuse indeed. Chronicle was detained by the lockdown. Left with no chance to deny the defuse. But 7-5 is where we finish the half. C9 with a beautiful recovery. Things were looking quite dire for this squad.
Curry'nin tweetini görmedim.
With that momentum, but the snowball broke to pieces.
7-5 sıkıntı nasıl yapalım? Evet, bir tık sıkıntı. Yani atakta 5 el vermeleri biraz dert oldu. 8-4 okeydi ama 7-5. Dur bakalım, pistole bakar. Gözlükleri nereden aldın? Nereden aldın?
don't think you can tell. That was some of the cleanest shots I've
Ama
seen
nerede? Mağaza
all
olarak
day.
nereden aldım?
While in a server, alongside Oxy
Steam'den mi
and
almış?
against
Ha aynen.
Fnatic.
Ha aynen.
Ridiculous stuff. And that 5th round, hey, 7-5 half on Haven. Now going into the attack side for Cloud9. That is not a death sentence by
Söyledi oradan
any
aldı.
stretch of
Ne
the
olur al ya
imagination.
vuracaksın.
They've been far better in the pistol rounds
Ne oluyor kız?
so far.
Half time. Bilmiyorum bir gaza geldiler.
I think the crowd's
Şey
enjoying
herhalde,
the match, Tom.
Caster'lar.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Hadi.
yeah, I'd say
Bro.
so. I'm enjoying it too.
Make some noise.
I think it's going to be difficult on so many levels for the home ground guys.
Losing
next
to a
year.
content
You
creator
gotta
is
try and
insane
beat
yazmış
the
işte
Tokyo
köre.
Sumo Arena, and you got to try and beat this grand
Kimmiş
final.
content creator?
The
Boster
stars
mı?
are aligned here in Japan, and
Ne
Baba-
yapacaktı ya?
Ne zorları var bu oyuncuların content creator'larla amına koyayım? Var ya kuduruyorlar biliyor musun?
losing pistol, getting 7 rounds.
Ha futa
7
mı
out of
diyor?
8 in a row.
Foot mu content creator'mış?
Dirk is looking solid. Chronicle's still there. Leo
Yeah.
up there as well.
Yani
Now we head
content
into the
creator
half where I
tarafı
have
var
high
tabii Foot'un da
expectations of
onlar
Alpha.
bence bir karıştırmış gibi ya.
That Seaside Garage
bize
defense
deseler
is
hadi neyse de.
something he is known
Foot
for,
köklü bir espor
renowned
kulübü abi.
for.
Ha kendine diyor.
What could be
Benim ilaç başa vurdu.
right, will
Pardon.
be the final half of regulation in this grand final
Kendileri
in this
content creator
tournament
anladım.
is about to kick off. Fnatic manning that defensive side.
Saçmalamışlar.
The
Cloud9
charge
yani.
being taken in towards C by Cloud9.
Beyin ölümü gerçekleşti ya benim.
The attempted charge is slowed down.
So much
A
damage.
stun
Güzel,
in a
33
lane
can.
way, shots fired
Pistol
back and
çok
players
kritik
who can
bak.
barely move. A cocktail that results in Fnatic having a clear advantage.
Geldi.
Push comes in on backside, attempting
Nice oğlum. Çok iyi yardımlaşma. Çıkma sola, çıkma sola bekle. Bırak oynasın. Nice. Çok iyi Chronicle, bravo. En kötüleri kaldı, en kötüleri. 12 can.
The advantage is palpable. It's not really very likely that much is found, and with Fnatic potentially having another pistol under
Bravo.
their belt, they take another step towards closing this out and lifting another trophy here in Tokyo.
No plant either for C9. We've seen them very,
Şöyle
very
as oyuncu değil, yedek
to
content
invest into
creator
these
olarak
sort of
geldi
rounds.
ondan.
I wondered if they would be deterred, but
Abi şu
looking
content creator mevzusu bence çok boş bir mevzu ya.
at Stinger FC,
Ne oluyor yani content creator
every
olunca
single player.
gene vuruyorsun yani, yapıyorsun. Aa ben bak kanka. Çıkayım oynarım ha.
Again, we're gonna workshop it. We'll get there in the end.
Maybe just Stinger with a 9 instead of an E.
Oh yeah. Oh
Sinco
yeah.
toprağı.
XX underscore either side of it. Yes. Now we're talking. Nice shot for Durka.
Neler yaşandı?
Looks like he's got one of those old clan names. The way he's hitting those quick scopes.
Estağfurullah dedem
Beautiful
otursan.
stuff. Heal up on Vanity as well, who was unlucky enough to
Avutsun
catch a stray.
maneler.
In
Avutsun.
a tough start for C9 in this force
Oha.
fight.
Oha
Not
mı?
where you want to be losing players off rip. The numbers are the main advantage that you have in fights. Those numbers
Böyle
are
bir
quickly
şarkıları
thinning out.
sallama işini
Another
nasıl yapalım
shot hit
ya?
this
Bir
time,
tane
and
bile
Zeppa
düzgün
doesn't have the
söyleyemiyorsun.
luxury
Nasıl
of
ya?
Onlar. Ulan şarkıyı unuttum. Çok da severim Sago. Buradan selam olsun Sago Kajmer'e.
9 times out of 10 they've been successful. The other side of the
Aa
coin,
deyince
if you
aklıma
fail
o
in these
dünkü
sort of rounds,
adamın
is
bağırışı geldi.
you basically do damage to your own economy. You give Fnatic an even larger lead. For the most part, we've never even seen these rounds be competitive. They've just blitzed opponents with their pace. This time, well, Jake's gonna do the same again.
Hey ne oluyor?
Another- I don't know how they
Oğlum
make
bunlar
these rounds
forslamış.
so competitive every single time the dart
Oğlum burası soğuk lan.
lets them know that they're still there. But they've made the perfect
Dur bakayım,
read.
dur bakayım.
Start doubling back. The man
Dur bakayım ayıktı Dörke hadi oğlum.
is ready
Gidiyorsun.
to
Ne
wait.
hayır.
He's gonna go rapid
Nice.
on the timing, everything. Dirk is still fighting strong, and he's got Leo alongside
Bitti
him.
maç bitti.
It looked like
Bitti.
C9 were
Ekolar.
gonna get it off
Bu
again.
oğlum bu.
But the Finn stands strong.
An amazing
Hadi gidin
recovery
contentinizi
inside
çekin.
of Fnatic, 9 rounds on the board. One more, and they'll be doubling up on what C9 bring to the
Var
table.
ya son anda ya inanılmaz.
The beautiful thing
He
about
wasn't
it,
low.
Bak şöyle yapmış bak.
beautiful thing about it, Tom,
Bir şey
that
mi lan o?
C9
Böyle
forced
dönmüş
fought
ya.
that previous round. That was everything put
Çok
on the
iyi,
line in
çok
normal
iyi.
circumstances. 2 players dead. You go, "Ah, it's an okay
Sub mı
second
attılar
round,
chat'e?
not bad."
Atmayın
But a
abi,
forced
sub
fight,
atmayın ya.
That means Fnatic, they look like they're on double digits already. It's a formality, a matter of closing it out. We'll see if C9 can interrupt
Arda sus.
dilute the script into something a little bit more chaotic.
Oxy going down early in the last round definitely made things that little bit more difficult. As said, one of the major parts of this defensive side.
Tamam, çok da salmayalım ekolar diye. Kontrollü gene.
I honestly think this might be the map where he thrives the most. One of the reasons that this map became a strength for Fnatic. Alongside just comfort. Look at the push already. Coming in from Durka. It's messier than what we've seen so far. After a clean prior round, the counter flash is strong, but although damage is done, the kill hasn't come through. The lurk,
peki.
well, you know,
Aman.
I was going to say you're not getting away with that one, but somehow
Çok güzel Chronicle,
Curry got
aferin.
a lot further than I was expecting.
Boster dikkat, sana geliyorlar koç.
Hoping for a gap, but they are
Shoulder.
hightailing it right into Boaster.
Ay.
Ne yapıyorsun?
Boaster only has the stinger though.
Ay.
It's the weakest weapon that they're bringing to the table.
Çok güzel yardım, çok güzel yardım. Boster bir kill alman lazım.
Together with the SMGs, damage done. 13 left on Vanity.
Beraber.
Advantage to
3
Fnatic.
kişi CT beraber, çok güzel. Leo.
Shock dart taking so much damage, but it's not
Hocam.
enough. The wrong weapon for that fight.
Kesin yenmemiz lazım, yoksa ilk global turnuvaya kadar susmaz bu oyuna. Kesin susmazlar. Twitter'da var ya, inanılmaz trash talk döner.
It's just so obscure. Like it just seems like he knows where the opponent is every single time. Like Vanity was moving away from the site and just gets wrecked by a shock dart. It's brutal because if he's still alive, that might actually be possible with how much damage Oxy was
Sorma
doing.
John Wick ya. Dün
Still
faciaydı
though,
savunmamız.
doubling the score of the opponent's
Hiç
Fnatic.
hatırlatma abi.
Just 3 rounds away from winning in Tokyo.
Samet izliyorsa
again.
buradan selam olsun Samet'e. Umarım bir an önce kulüpten çıkışı yapılır.
I expected a timeout from C9 coming into such an important round. They're going hell for leather. The attack side wants to take it towards the A side by the looks of things.
Seviliyor, çok seviliyor.
Durko's consistently picking off players around this angle, and he's here yet again. Jake down, that's a huge kill. Smokes down and out. And pushing on Haven without smokes, that's going to be one hell of a challenge, especially if they decide to commit to this A site. Still 3 players here, and one of them being Chronicle utility ready to pop up top. There's the flash, there's the peek,
Bravo.
and there's the execution.
Gittiler ya, mental demiş. Hey dur.
And Dirk is just waiting for Curry to step through this smoke. In a few seconds, it should be fading away. Giving Durka the opportunity now at the off angle. There it is.
İyisin Durka, aferin
And
oğlum.
that's not a shot he's likely to miss
Herhalde
today or
diye.
any day.
Ne?
Herhalde diye.
Especially not with the way he's been playing.
Lubunya dili aşkım, öğrettim ya sana.
Hepsini tam öğrenemedim aşkım, özür dilerim.
Herhalde.
Herhalde.
Still proving why he's one of the best. I don't think he really needs to prove it at this point.
Madilendik abla.
Rank 21 anymore.
Abla siz Lubunyaca biliyorsunuz değil mi? Chat.
You like that one?
I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that one.
And they're just going to say, the thing is, even with the coverage of A site being so strong, you would have had to get through Alpha and his utility anywhere else on the map, and the rotations would have been far too quick. That's why they're confident in that 3 stack.
Yeah. I mean, like you literally, you go C, it's Alpha. You go B.
Abla sen kitap falan mı okuyorsun?
You're dead. And you're not going to get A-Con. You're not going to get C-Con. There was no solution there. There was no winning.
Lubunya'yı bir tanımla bence ama. Gerçekten bilmeyen çoktur.
Ama o biraz LGBT bireylerin kendi argo dili. Onların ne denir? Onların sözlüğündeki kelimeler işte. Bunu yaratanlar da kendine Lubunya diyor. O da işte Lubunya sözlüğü.
Mini, and even some of the letters look like they might be able to be switched around. And
Türkiye Kerimcan Durmaz öğretti işte.
It's not quite an anagram, but it's very, very close.
Very close, yeah.
Anladılar onlar, anladılar.
Anladınız ya.
Middle part of the end.
Mimi,
it's all good.
But he'd have to
Jargon
come up
denebilir,
with
evet.
something truly brilliant to turn the tide here.
İlber Ortaylı ne diyordu?
Take a map.
Şey
It's
diyordu
another to take a couple.
Dil şeyine.
But to close out a series
Atilektik mi neydi ya?
versus Fnatic, the only teams to do
Neydi
it.
kız?
Söyleyemem,
Loud and
unuttum.
liquid.
Diktatik
This
miydi?
year.
Diyaletik.
Diyalitik.
Other than
Aynen.
that,
Diyaletik mi?
Diyaletik mi?
Diyaletik.
nobody
Aynen.
has managed to topple the EMEA powerhouse that sits before you right now.
Sakın E-word yazmayın chat. Sakın.
Yazmayın.
Permaban yersiniz.
E-word kötü bir kelime.
Couple not too far away. Rolling Thunder for Vanity, something they've been looking to get. And I understand that one of the few rounds they managed to win on that defensive side was around his place.
Nereden açtım konuyu, mal şeyler yazıyorlar ya.
So impressed with every single idea that C9 has brought to the table. And I think going
Welcome to my
forward
world aşkım.
into the 2024 season, I am so
Çok
excited
laf
for
etmek
this team.
istemiyorum.
They only get better. Like fine wine over time. This team just keeps
Chat
on
şımarma.
improving.
Tamam kes. Muhabbeti keselim.
C9,
Biz
it's
salalım.
been a beautiful
Maçız
run
11-5.
here.
Çok
They
iyi
have
gidiyor her
shown
şey.
us some incredibly
Keyifliyiz.
high-level
Keyifler
gameplay.
yerinde.
They've shown us some new prospects that are now just
İyisin Chronicle.
prospects. For Curry, as well as a stand-in, he's been phenomenal to watch, fitting into this role, playing your lurker, playing your anchor, and doing it to near perfection. The Tiger is heard moving towards A.
İyisin oğlum
The
Boster.
info is there with a
Çok
ban onto Jake. That's the
Boster
spike down.
entry
It's
falan
not gonna
oluyorsa
be
zaten bitmiştir bu.
unrecoverable, but as they attempt to take mid control, they lose another player. Their flank protection out of the round. No smokes, no entry, no hope, one would say. As C9
5 ve
having
2.
invested everything, they've
Tolga
barely done a
çekti
lick of damage to Fnatic.
Ne diyor Tolga?
Certainly nothing that can
Kanka.
truly be felt. And although Vanity
Tolga
Senin
kanka.
jargon.
side open,
Tolga'yı özledim
they
ya.
still need to
Görünce
reunite with
görüşelim
him.
kanka.
The 5 HP breach alone and isolated. Durka has the timing of a god, dropping Zeppa in spawn, leaving the spike down and leaving Vanity with no.
Bravo. Tertemiz. 12-5.
They need 7 in a row. Or Fnatic will do it again in Tokyo.
Ya.
They just look
Tolga hep chatte
unstoppable.
kanka.
This is their 7th map.
Aysu neden lap gözlüğü
The
takıyor?
maximum they could have had was 8.
Lap
They
gözlüğü
dealt
değil bu
with
ya. Bunu
DRX.
şeyden aldık. Don Quixote'dan aldık galiba
8
değil mi?
hours ago they
Bu
started.
gözlüğü.
8
Tatlış bir
hours.
gözlük.
This is a
Aynen.
team that's
Ama
tired.
benziyor tabii hoş.
8 hours
Kızlay,
of
kızlay.
gameplay against
I
some
don't
of the
know.
best teams.
I don't know. I feel like Durka's had enough of a rank grind that this would just
This
be
is
his
a normal
warm-up.
day.
Tamamdır
His
Ayhan'dan.
warm-up for the
Bas
day.
kardeşim.
Don't worry about
He
it.
doesn't even look like he's breaking a sweat on that stage. He is peaked at the perfect time.
Alpo,
and it is
bravo
looking
oğlum.
Like the beginning of the end.
Geldi adam.
Nice
Oraya bir yardım
job
alalım.
from Oxy. Blade Storm
Eyvah.
online. Zeppa,
Oncan,
the
sıkıntı yok, bir
SMG
saniye.
King will give them an advantage.
Dörke uzak
Leo
kaldı.
shock darts always do damage. Oxy's going to try and get up close.
Ne oldu lan?
But already
niye
it's causing
göster-
them problems. Nice work from Jake to keep this one alive.
Alsanıza
Chronicle
hele.
Leo to try and clutch this. Make it just Leo, but he's done it
Ne oluyor?
before. And he's looking
Seyirci
to
niye
do
böyle
it
gaza
again.
Oh!
The set!
Leo!
What is that from Leo? The greatest
Böyle bir
clutch
bitiriş
in this
yakışırdı.
game
Helal lan
we've
sana.
ever seen.
Ay ay ay.
İnanılmaz.
It's not even the first time he's made it
No.
happen in this series.
No.
He does it again and again.
Helal olsun
Just
çocuklar.
like
İyisiniz.
Fnatic. He really does belong on this team, and this team belongs on top.
Al sana
One
content.
of the best teams in the world, back to do it again. They lifted a trophy in Tokyo earlier on in the year. They beat out the best in the world, and they just couldn't resist running it back one more time. This time, though, putting on a bit more of a show. 5 maps, and you have to
Ne güzel
command
oldu, değil mi?
opponents Cloud9.
Ne o?
An
Fnatic'in
incredible
kazanması
Fnatic
mı?
kazandı.
Tabii canım,
job
çok güzel oldu.
from the North Americans. They'll go home with their head
Ya.
held high and a target on their back for next year.
They didn't complete the three-peat in Los Angeles. They didn't perform as well as many of them and their fans expected them to.
The world.
The
Ne
world
oluyor? Girişecekler mi birbirlerine?
another
Sumo.
Huge live crowd here in Tokyo, Japan. Fnatic
Öyle bir durdular ki.
replicate their master success
Vur kafayı,
in front of
Dörke.
their adoring fans and end 2023 on the
Yani
highest
gördüğüm
of
en
highs.
saçma
For
tokalaşmaydı bu
C9,
arada.
it's a
Espor karşılaşması.
consecutive
Çalışılmamış.
of
Sıfır.
homeground heartbreak. But the future is bright for this superb roster with young gunners breathing life into it, ready to push forward.